Hello, it's the Silly Moustache. I'm back. Yes, folks, I have a new toy. You will have seen this instrument before. This is my Collings 2H for herringbone. This is the Collings version of a Martin 00028, which was introduced in 1902 and only recently as a 12-fretter discontinued by Martin, which is terribly sad. Beautiful guitar called an auditorium, the largest guitar that Martin made up until the advent of the dreadnoughts in 1931. Of course, this was the one that was redesigned with 14 frets and a skinny neck to become the OM, the orchestra model. This one has a standard scale and it's lovely. But this was built in 2003. Auditorium 000. Back in 1998, when I was just about to celebrate my 50th birthday, my wife ordered this one for me. This was built by a British luthier called Vince Hockey, and it is based on a Martin 0028 design which was introduced in 1898. Again, rosewood back and sides, and it is very much built on Martin designs because he was a Martin authorised repairer in the country. Seems to have the projection very close to a dreadnought actually, but it's a Grand Concert 00. Now in 2016, excuse me, I'm drying up, another slip of water. Always need the water nowadays. I had a mind to go for a Gibson style guitar like an L00 or something like that. Went along to a shop to buy a Gibson L00, and they had 3 or 4 models there, but I came home with this, which is a Waterloo WL12. This one is different in as much as it has a maple back and sides, a sound that I know from my arch tops, which is very projecting, pretty neutral in the way that the back and sides affect the tone, but apart from the thin nut width, 1 3/4 to 2 3/8, which I had a bit of trouble with, and sometimes still do. It's a lovely guitar, and of course it's made by Collings, so you're not going to have anything go wrong with it. And so that was my 2016 achievement. But now, the new kid on the block. So I've gone from auditorium to grand concert, so I'm going backwards, and now look what Andy has. This is an O model called A Concert by Martin when it was introduced in 1895. I know I'm old, but you know. It's not made by Collings, it's not made by Martin, it's made by Eastman. Yeah, Eastman. Built in the old Appalachian town of Beijing, China. It also has a particularly pretty East Indian rosewood back and sides, and I believe an Adirondack top. Not sure about that. Of course it will be new growth. I don't care whether it's Sitka or it's Adirondack. This is what it sounds like, and it sounds good. This was regarded as a concert guitar, which means that it was regarded as adequate for a musician to play in the same way as a classical guitar player would, probably with gut strings originally, come to think of it. to a medium-sized crowd of people, unamplified, because there weren't no amplifiers in 1895. And what I find remarkable about this is that I can, of course, finger pick it. I can also flat pick it, so it doesn't overplay. All of these are strung with light gauge 12 to 53, by the way. I received this by mail, by delivery, fully packed and in a very nice case, by the way, with Eastman written on it. And yeah, so flat picking. Now, you wouldn't expect to use this in the same sort of situation as a dreadnought or anything like that, but it does have quite a lot of power and does have that headroom. It arrived with these strings, haven't even bothered to change them. The action is fine, I don't need to mess about with that. And the reason I bought it and grabbed it suddenly was because one of our longest established specialist guitar shops, Ivor Morant's, it's been around since 1958 in London, is closing down, which is a very sad occurrence. But I phoned them up to ask about this one and they did me a deal, and so I'm very happy with that, and it will not be going back. A concert, single O. A grand concert, double O. 1895, 1898. And an auditorium. Now, of course, they're not all direct comparisons. They're different makes, different ages. This O will have some opening up to do. It needs to get used to my ham-fisted playing, and I think we're going to get on just fine. So they are worth considering, these Eastmans, you know. They're not bad. In fact, I've had two Eastmans before, two archtops, and I was always impressed by the build quality and the tone. So now is my first flat top Eastman. So there you go, just wanted to show off my new toy. As ever, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments down below. Always pleased to have those. If there's anything I can help you with, please ask me. And above all, if you have been, thanks for watching. Bye.